Hi there, I'm Kiwi Tech Guy, and today I'm going to ask the question, is the Rodecaster Pro 2 real? The simple answer to that question is yes, the Rodecaster Pro 2 is real. The bigger question, however, is when will it be released? Now, last week I got quite excited. I got a couple of emails come into my inbox from my favourite suppliers, and of course they had the pre-order of the Rodecaster Pro 2. Now, I don't like to jump into things too quickly, so I jumped online thinking surely there's going to be a YouTube video that explains this product, gives me a little bit of an overview of what it is, what it does, how it differs from the first one, and generally just help me make up my mind as to whether or not this is something that I should purchase or whether I should just be happy with my Rodecaster Pro 1. To my surprise, I could find nothing, nada, niet, nothing at all. I searched high and low, and all I could find was a couple of videos similar to this one, really, saying, hey, what's going on here, guys? One of them did say that they had spoken to Rode, and Rode did confirm that this product is going to be put out at some stage, but didn't make any announcements as to when. And interestingly enough, even with the emails that came through, now that I click on the link again for the pre-order, they're both coming up with a site basically saying this product is no longer available, or one of them says, this link no longer exists. Looking at Rode's own website, there's no mention whatsoever of the Rodecaster Pro 2, even in the sort of section that you might expect for announcements, upcoming products and those kind of things. So it is rather a mystery as to exactly what's happening here, but we do know that this product is on its way. From the screenshots that I've seen of the product, it is quite different, but there are some similarities to the existing Rodecaster Pro 1. So let's have a quick look at the unit itself from the photos that we've got here. So the first thing you're going to notice there is that there are now only 6 faders. On the original Rodecaster Pro, there were 8 faders. Of course, you had the 4 for the microphone inputs. You then had the USB, the phone, and the Bluetooth. And next to that was the fader that you had for all of the sound effects and the like. With the new Rodecaster Pro 2, you can see there are only 6 faders in total, but I believe that those faders are 100% customizable. So you can actually choose whatever you'd like those faders to do as far as the inputs and the outputs go from that unit. On the right hand side, you've still got those great buttons. You've got the 8 buttons there that are normally used for the sound effects, music beds, those kind of things. But what's different about the Rodecaster Pro 2, is that these buttons can be used to trigger MIDI, which means you could replace your Stream Deck with this unit sitting on your desk. The big difference, of course, is you've got to remember which button does what, but for people who are looking to, I guess, minimize their workflow, this could be the kind of unit that would be great for them. Doing audio, you can trigger things off, you can do all sorts of different things, and there are 64 programmable buttons located over 8 different banks. So you've got those little arrows at the bottom, and that can be used to toggle between each different bank that you can use. So depending on what your memory's like, you can effectively have a huge amount of MIDI triggers that you can use for a whole heap of different projects. The other differences that you can see there, the record button now is on the left-hand side of the unit, whereas with the first generation, it's the square button that's on the right-hand side of the unit. And also the screen itself is quite different, and there are a lot of other options that you can get into straight from the front screen. Whereas with the Rodecaster Pro 1, of course, you've got to delve deep and go in and to the menus within inside the unit itself. The FX on-board effects are still there. You've still got the Class A survey-based preamps, but there are some other things added in there as well. So there are other effects that are in there that aren't currently in the Rodecaster Pro 1. On the back of the unit, there's also some changes. There are now 2 USB-C ports. Now, they can be used to connect up to 2 computers at the same time. They can also be used, by the sounds of things, to plug in an external USB hard drive so that you can actually record much more and for much longer than just using the SD card alone. There is still the SD card slot as well, which is really brilliant. But one thing that I have seen in a picture, which I can't lay my hands on anymore, but when it was first released, they did show the back of the unit, and on there was an Ethernet port. What does that mean? By the sounds of things, it means that you can stream directly from the Rodecaster Pro 2 to the internet without needing any other hardware. So for some people, that's going to be a real game changer and will mean that they can broadcast from just about anywhere, which is, it's amazing. So can't wait to get my hands on a unit. So there you have it, the Rodecaster Pro 2. It is a real product. It is coming. When? We don't know. Hopefully not too far away. And it'll be really good to actually get a hands-on and get a real feel for the product and what it can actually do. But from what Rode is saying, and really that's all we can sort of take from it at this stage, because it doesn't seem that anyone's actually been able to get their hands on the product, and if they have, potentially they've been told not to release anything about the product until they're ready to actually do their full rollout, their release. We're not really going to know, but it is exciting, so stay tuned, and if I do manage to get my hands on a unit for review, I will certainly let you know.